Alright everyone, so this is a video on how to fix the sunroof switch. When I was pressing down on it, it just like wouldn't work and you'd have to like press really hard on the buttons. And so this little divider in the center is what pushes down on these buttons for the sunroof. And it just, you'd have to press it like really hard, or sometimes it just wouldn't even work. So what I'm doing is I took like an old ID and I warmed it up. I used my heat gun and I made this little mold that just fit right on the divider so that it makes a better contact with the buttons. So I'll show you how I'm gonna do the other side in just a sec. So what I'm doing here is I use this old Costco card and I cut out a little sliver and I just kind of like estimated the size of it. So I'm gonna cut out about this much and then use the heat gun to warm it up, and it only takes a few seconds with the heat gun, and then fold it to that shape. Alright, so I've got that little piece cut out and I put it in between my pliers. So as soon as I start warming it up, this thing is gonna just fold if you have a little bit of pressure on the pliers. So this is kind of hard to do since I'm doing this by myself, but I'm gonna put it down and see how it looks. Hopefully you guys can see that, but you get the idea of what I'm doing. There it goes. And so now I've got the basic shape of it. See, so now this is what I'm left with, just a little fold, but it's still not squared off and it won't fit very well. So what I do to fix that is, I'll show you. All right, so I pry it open with my knife just to kind of leave a little gap. Then I'm gonna put a dime, or actually I use the old card that I was cutting it out from, and I slip it on there like that. You see how it doesn't like quite fit well? So now I'm gonna pinch it with the pliers and then put the heat gun back on it, and then when it gets warm, I'm gonna press it down onto something flat and it'll make the square shape. So I've got it like that, if you can see that okay. I'm squeezing pretty hard with the pliers. So I'm gonna heat it up and then I'm gonna press it on something flat, and that's gonna give me the square shape, you'll see. All right, so heated it up only a few seconds and then press down on something flat, and now I've got that square shape which will fit a lot better on that switch. And now it just kind of sits in there. And it doesn't, the first one stayed really well, the second one kind of slips off, but once I know it works, I'm just gonna add some super glue to it and it's never gonna move. So yeah, and then we'll just do that to the other switch. Should be all right. They've been drying for about 10 minutes. They're not fully dried, but whatever, I'll just install it. So make sure you have the right one on the right side. This is the left side one, and up is the first button, so it'll be pointing that way. How do I do this? Hopefully you can see that okay. And they just kind of slide in. You see those little grooves? You just start with one side and then pinch it and go on the other. pretty well. Same thing with this one. Up is up. Cool. And then that works much better. And now this just slides up and back, or put the back in first and slides up. And then, oh, sorry, one thing I forgot. Got a couple screws on here. Just go back on. It's just two little Phillip head screws. Back in first. There you go. And then just one more screw. Let's see how that works. So I've noticed that they're a little touchy, they're a little sensitive. But see, that one's automatic now. And on this one, you still have to kind of put a little more pressure than I imagine you did when this came out of the factory. But it's significantly better, and it's, I mean, it's working so far, so try it out.